We've all been there. You watch an inspiring video, read a powerful book, or attend a seminar, and suddenly you're fired up. You feel invincible, ready to conquer your financial goals. You're going to save aggressively, invest wisely, and finally build that nest egg. For a week, maybe two, you're on top of the world. You check your budget daily, you resist every impulse purchase, and you feel like a financial genius. But then, life happens. The stock market takes a dip, an unexpected bill arrives, or maybe just the sheer grind of daily discipline wears you down. That initial burst of motivation fizzles out, like a firework that dazzles for a moment and then disappears into the night. You're left feeling defeated, wondering why you can't just stick with it. You might even blame yourself for lacking willpower. Here's the hard truth. You were set up to fail from the very beginning. The problem wasn't you. The problem was your strategy. Relying on motivation to achieve long-term financial success is like trying to build a house on sand. It's unstable, unreliable, and bound to collapse when the storms of life hit. Motivation is an emotion. It's a fleeting feeling, a temporary high. It's fantastic for getting you started, for giving you that initial push off the starting line. But it was never designed to sustain you through the marathon of wealth creation. When the market is soaring and your investments are growing, it's easy to feel motivated. But what happens when you face your first major downturn? When your portfolio is bleeding red and the news is screaming about a recession? That's when motivation abandons you, replaced by fear, panic, and the overwhelming urge to sell everything and run. Similarly, think about saving for a goal that's decades away, like retirement. The immediate gratification of spending that money today is tangible and real. The reward of a comfortable retirement is abstract and distant. Motivation alone is rarely strong enough to consistently choose the delayed, abstract reward over the immediate, concrete one. This is the motivation trap. We chase the feeling of being inspired, believing it's the key, only to find it vanishes when we need it most, leaving our financial plans in ruins. So if motivation is the wrong tool, what's the right one? The answer lies not in temporary feelings, but in the permanent wiring of your own mind. It lies in psychology. Understanding the deep-rooted psychological habits and cognitive biases that govern your financial decisions is the only sustainable path to success. Unlike motivation, which is external and fickle, your psychological patterns are internal and predictable. And once you understand them, you can begin to reshape them. Let's start with a core concept from behavioral psychology: delayed gratification. Famously demonstrated in the Stanford marshmallow experiment, this is the ability to resist the temptation of an immediate reward in preference for a later, more substantial reward. This isn't about raw willpower, it's about building a mental muscle. People who are good at delaying gratification don't necessarily have more self-control. Instead, they have better strategies. They distract themselves, they reframe the situation, or they make the temptation harder to access. In financial terms, this means automating your savings and investments. Set up an automatic transfer to your retirement account the day you get paid. By doing this, you're not relying on the motivation to save. You've removed the decision-making process entirely. The money is gone before you even have the chance to be tempted to spend it. You are designing a system that works with your psychology, not against it. Next, we have to confront a powerful psychological force: loss aversion. Coined by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, loss aversion describes our tendency to feel the pain of a loss about twice as strongly as we feel the pleasure of an equivalent gain. This is why a 10% drop in your portfolio feels so much worse than a 10% gain feels good. It's what drives panic selling. Your brain screams at you to stop the pain, to sell and make the bleeding stop. But successful investors understand this bias. They know that markets are volatile and that downturns are a normal part of the process. Instead of reacting emotionally, they have a plan. They've pre-committed to a strategy of diversification and long-term holding. They understand that acting on the fear of loss is almost always a losing game. By recognizing loss aversion in yourself, you can learn to pause, take a breath, and stick to your logical plan instead of giving in to your primal fear. This leads us to the broader idea of a wealth mindset. This isn't about wishful thinking or manifesting riches. It's a cognitive framework built on core beliefs about money. People with a wealth mindset see money not just as something to be spent, but as a tool to generate more money. They have a high tolerance for calculated risk because they focus on the potential for long-term growth rather than the fear of short-term loss. They prioritize financial education, understanding that knowledge is the best defense against poor decisions. They view setbacks not as failures, but as learning opportunities. This mindset isn't something you're born with. It's cultivated. It's built by consistently exposing yourself to sound financial principles, surrounding yourself with financially savvy people, and celebrating small wins to build positive feedback loops in your brain. So how do we apply this in a practical way? How do we actively rewire our brains for better money management? It starts with small, intentional actions based on behavioral psychology. First, use the power of choice architecture. Make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. Unsubscribe from marketing emails that tempt you to spend. Delete saved credit card information from online shopping sites to introduce friction into the buying process. On the flip side, put your financial goals front and center. Create a vision board. Change your phone's wallpaper to a picture that represents your goal, whether it's a debt-free notification or a dream home. You're creating constant visual cues that reinforce your long-term objectives over short-term impulses. Second, practice mental accounting. This is our tendency to separate money into different mental buckets. You can use this bias to your advantage. Create separate savings accounts for specific goals. One for an emergency fund, one for a vacation, one for a house deposit. When money is earmarked for a specific purpose, you're psychologically less likely to rate it for something else. It feels like you're stealing from your future self, which triggers a sense of loss. Third, harness social proof. We are heavily influenced by what others are doing. Instead of comparing yourself to friends who are constantly buying new cars and gadgets, find a community that shares your financial values. Join online forums about investing or personal finance. Talk to a friend or family member who is good with money. When you see that saving and investing are normal, desirable behaviors within your social circle, it becomes much easier to adopt them yourself. In the end, the journey to financial freedom is not a sprint fueled by bursts of inspiration. It's a marathon, powered by the deliberate and consistent application of psychological principles. Motivation will get you to the starting line, but it won't get you to the finish. That requires a deeper understanding of your own mind. It requires building systems that bypass your weaknesses, leveraging your cognitive biases for your own good, and cultivating a mindset that sees the long game. Stop waiting to feel motivated. That feeling will come and go. Instead, start today by taking one small step to design a better financial environment for yourself. Automate one transfer. Unsubscribe from one store's email list. Read one chapter of a book on behavioral finance. These aren't flashy actions. They don't provide a rush of adrenaline, but they are the small, sturdy bricks you use to build a foundation of lasting wealth. By understanding that the keys to financial success are not in your wallet but in your psychology, you can finally stop chasing fleeting feelings and start building true, sustainable financial freedom. Thanks for watching. If this perspective resonated with you, consider subscribing to the Psychology Wallet for more insights into the intersection of money and mind.